I'm thankful that you came out here tonight. You really are a great story for us. You're a great story for a lot of reasons. Go ahead and have a seat, man. Let's get comfortable up here. You're really a great story for a whole lot of reasons. You know, we were looking up and seeing you every night on the news, but that's not really how it started. How did it start for you? What was your beginning? How did you get to the position that made you so well known for?
Yeah, back in the day, I was a school teacher for 17 years. I taught 12 years on the high school level, 5 years on the college level. And I wanted to get in TV because I feel that you can influence much more in a greater capacity on television. So I started doing radio at WVON. We started doing the McClendon Report back in the early...
You and your brother, right?
Yeah, 2003 to like 2007. In fact, I need y'all to give it up for Mr. Jerry Riles. He's right there. That's my producer back in the day on WVON. Jerry Riles, right there.
Where's Carlton Sam? I just saw Carlton walk in from WVON. He's current WVON. He's the reason why I'm on there right now with Real Estate on Radio. So we got some old school connections there. That's great.
So we built a following on radio, and then we said, hey, let's try TV because you can influence 3, 4, 5 times as many people. So then we got the show on CLTV, Garrard McClendon Live.
Right, man, that was really hot, man. Man, you were doing sports on there too, right?
Every now and then we would do a sports show. Jerry Riles would sit in for me at times and do sports.
Okay, cool. Now, but before that, you were in the school system, right?
Yes.
So what were you doing in the Chicago public school system?
I was a full-time educational consultant and a professor.
All right, now, everybody knows what Ebonics is.
Yes.
And I know that that's a subject that's near and dear to you. So, hey, I wanna ask everybody in the room to be quiet. I'm gonna ask everybody in the room to be quiet. Okay? I'm asking. I ain't asking, I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Now, that statement right there, tell everybody why that's important to you.
I wrote a book called Ask or Ask, the African American Guide to Better English. It's in 30 school systems. And I wrote the book because African American students lose out on educational, employment, and so many opportunities simply because of the way we speak. Something as simple as speech. And so my job with that particular book is to wake people up and show you that people are discriminating against you if you speak a certain way.
Right. Now, tonight we had the cast of My Sister I'm Sorry here. We got Pastor Steve Stone Huff here. And so we got the beauty of the Spirit and we got forgiveness. And I'd be remiss if we didn't talk for a moment, and I want everybody in this room to know that this man has made it clear to me today that it's okay to discuss this matter. But we dealing with some heavy forgiveness here, brother. Yeah. We dealing with the loss of your parents at the hands of these young men who had whatever it was that they had in their heart to do what they did. And without belaboring you over the fact, I just want you to express whatever you can express to everybody here tonight. So if anybody ever has to experience that, because I know, I didn't really know that much about you. I don't get direct CLTV where I live, but I would see you on the little clips and stuff like that. So I knew who you were, but when that came out, man, I was with you. And I think that everybody that was here that knew about that story felt your pain. And they were with you in that experience, bro. And watching how you dealt with that, you know, for me, that made you a leader to me, okay? Because you dealt with that in a way that most people could not. We fill our hearts with hatred. We hate people that ain't done nothing to us. Okay? You lost everything that brought you into this world, and not a hateful bone in your body, not a hateful word in your mouth, not a hateful deed from your heart. So I gotta ask you, how do you compare that? It's more than just the God answer. It's the you answer.
You know, I want to first say this. I want to say that if any of you have a beef with a friend or a relative or an acquaintance, you got to squash that immediately. Life is too short. That's the first thing. And what I want to say is this, Dwayne. People are still mad at people from something they did in 8th grade. Stupid stuff. And so, Dwayne, when my parents were murdered by two people that knew them. These two young men broke into my parents' house late at night, 10:30 or so, robbed the home, tied my parents up, left the home with goods they took. They took $70 from my parents and some jewelry. Went to the gas station to fill up in my mother's car. Came back to my parents' house at 4:30 in the morning and said, we got to finish the job. Put both of my parents in the trunk of their car and took them to Calumet City to murder them. And so when I found out that this occurred, I was in the newsroom at WGN CLTV. And everybody in the newsroom, because it's a newsroom, you get news first. They were trying to keep the story away from me. Everyone was wondering who those people were that were in the force preserve. I got the call from my wife. My wife asked to speak to Jerry Riles. He's my producer at the time. And Jerry broke the news to me. We went to the parking lot. Jerry tried to drive me home. I said, nope. I said, I have to be occupied. I got to drive myself home. And Dwayne, this is what happened, man. This was the road to Damascus experience. When I was on the Dan Ryan, Jerry can tell you this, there was no traffic on the Dan Ryan at 5:30 at night. There was a few cars in front of us and a few cars behind us. It was unbelievable. It was a surreal experience. As we were passing by U.S. Cellular Field, Sox Park, something came over me and said, you're going to see police tape at your parents' house. You're going to see FBI agents, Cook County Police, Sheriff's Police, Indiana Police. You're going to see news crews, family members crying. As I passed by U.S. Cellular Field, Dwayne, God said, let it go.
Oh. Wow.
Let it go. That's simple. Let it go. This is not Gerard. This is not me. I'm still angry.
Come on.
I'm very upset. Let it go. So when I got there, my mind was clear enough and my spirit was clear enough to deal with the situation. Both of the young men were given 120 years in Indiana prison, and I've forgiven them. I have to move on with my life. My mother used to tell us, when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, find something right. And that's what I'm doing with this situation. I'm trying to find something right, man. And so in that finding something right, in finding something right, every day we're given 24 hours. We're given 86,400 seconds every day to do something right. And people mad at each other. People beefing with each other over stupid stuff. Find something right. That's what we're trying to do with media, new media, with radio, with TV, with magazines, with newspapers. We're trying to find and make something right. That's what we're trying to do, Dwayne.
Listen, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. I was at, and I introduced you to brother earlier. We were at the Dream Project, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. And he uses these movies to express these points. And one of the points that we looked at when we were doing the book of Eli was never mind your enemies. The energy that you give your enemies will stray you from your path. This path that this brother was on in this movie. And I looked at the video today of when you were standing in the court when they got sentenced and how you talked about the fact that you had forgiven them. And I'm sitting in my office and I'm teary-eyed about it because, you know, my mother's still here, my dad is gone, and he didn't leave that way. And to have to imagine that is really more than most of us can bear. We can't even bear the simple exit that they might make at age 100, let alone the untimely demise of somebody at the hands of some fools. We can't stand that. So for you overcoming that, bro, I need you. okay, as an individual, I need you to lead us. Okay?
And I need y'all.
Exactly.
I really do.
Because your leadership in that way, you might not be a politician, you may not be a preacher, but as it relates to that subject right there, if I need forgiveness, I'm calling you.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm keeping that number you call me from today. If I need to forgive somebody, I'm calling you. If I get mad at anybody about anything, I got to do that. Because what you showing right there and saying that now, they gone. Those two guys, they gone, they did what they did. But you moved on with your life and you carried your own greatness and you're doing what you need to do to move forward and make your parents proud.
And Dwayne, it's about legacy. Everyone in this room has a legacy. It's not about anyone in this room. It's about people that come after us. We live for those who came before us. We also live for those who come after us. So you have to leave a legacy. For some of you will leave a huge inheritance or a small one. Some of you will leave great knowledge. Some of you are playwrights and great actors and actresses, and you'll leave your work on the stage, but others will see it in DVD form or on YouTube. So we have a responsibility. And what does that mean? The ability to respond. We have that right now, and we have to use it, Dwayne.